All right, on today's episode of Riding with the Pastor, we have Danny and Kathryn Ferrell. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Glad to have y'all with us today. Y'all ready to ride?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get after it. All right, so we're going to pull out here, and then I've got just some starter questions. I'll just give you two options, and you tell me which option you like the best, and I'll do both of y'all, so it'll be a little different. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Auburn, Alabama.
Auburn.
All right.
Easy.
War Eagle.
Coffee, tea.
Tea.
Yeah, both.
Tea.
Tea.
Hot tea. Sweet tea.
Oh, sweet tea.
Okay. Drive or fly.
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 Okay. Good. Cat, dog.
It's a tough one. We have a dog. We miss our cats. We'd like to have some of those too. But I guess dog right now. Yeah.
Dog. Okay. Mountain, beach.
Mountain.
Mountain. Kathryn?
Beach.
Beach. All right, good. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Coke.
All right. Next one is morning or night?
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning.
Kathryn?
Morning.
Morning. All right, good. Here's a tough one. Toilet paper, over or under?
Over.
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 I trained you.
Somebody last week who watched said they'd never even paid attention to that. And I'm like, okay. Next one, Apple or Android?
Android.
Android?
Yeah,
But you're Auburn fans.
we are. We're just not rich ones like you Apple people.
Oh, whatever. All right. Next one, text or talk?
Talk.
Talk.
Talk. All right. Well, good. Okay. So that's just kind of our starter questions to get us going. So now I do have some other questions to kind of ask and allow you opportunities to share with our people more about you, about your ministry, and things like that. But the first question I would like to ask is, how in the world did y'all meet? How did y'all meet? Where did y'all meet?
Ooh, that would take about 4 ride-alongs, but I'll make it real short. We were living in the same apartment complex, and the guy who ran the place told me to make sure I left the school teachers alone. Don't mess with them, don't talk to them. So I didn't, but eventually I kept watching until I found a reason to call her. And one of my customers at the airport had dated her and had a book, address, phone number book that he had dropped. And I picked it up and saw her name. And said, here's my chance. So I called her and said, I've got a book with your name in it and the phone number. One of your boyfriends. She said, you do not. I said, I'll show you. So I went over and showed her, and then Kathryn, you may want to remember the rest. I think I asked you out, not then, but later.
Does he tell it pretty good?
Well, he did pretty well. The first time he called me, though, I was sick, and I had just gotten a permanent, and she had burned my hair, so I looked like a poodle. And I had a cold, and I had blown my nose with blue puffs tissues until, you know how your nose peels when you've blown it so much?
Mm-hmm.
The skin on my nose was blue. So I asked him if I could take a rain check, and he waited 3 months before he called again. So
3 months.
yes.
I always wanted to date a blue-nosed poodle.
Yeah. Okay, so I know this, and probably a lot of people do, but y'all built your own log cabin. Tell us, how did y'all decide to do that? What in the world possessed y'all?
I don't know.
Was it worth
crazy. It was.
Yes.
It was, but I think I was too cheap to hire somebody, and no, I came from a family of 12 brothers. My grandfather was one of 12 brothers, and they all built each other's homes. They had a sawmill, and they all got together and built 12 homes, 12 farmhouses, and I thought I'd like to continue that tradition. So when the time came, we said, let's do that.
So how long did it take to build the house?
I'm embarrassed to say, probably 5 years altogether, from the time I started stacking the logs on the foundation until we actually moved in. Maybe probably 5 years.
And it was a short 5 years, right?
No, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
What was the toughest thing? What was the most difficult thing you encountered?
Probably waiting on people who we needed to do things, contractors who needed to do plumbing for us or needed to run some special type jobs that we could not do. They promised to be there and never come. So we got held up quite a bit and learned that they don't always tell the truth. And so spent a lot of time waiting on somebody. That was probably the toughest part.
Right. And so you started in what year?
Let's see, this is
2014 maybe?
Yeah, maybe before that. Probably 2013.
Okay. And you
Probably so.
moved in, I know y'all moved in last year, right?
Yeah, 2020, yeah, the end of 2018, Thanksgiving.
Okay. And I assume you're enjoying living there?
Yes.
Yeah, it never seems to get finished, but we're almost there.
Right. So what's been the best part of moving into your home? Getting out of the
Picture.
Getting out of the camper.
camper. So y'all lived in the camper while you were building?
Mm-hmm. 22 months.
22 months. Okay.
And the space, just having a space
Right.
for everything.
So I would say you're a trooper, Kathy.
She's definitely a trooper. All of her stuff was in storage for years, and it was like Christmas, opening up stuff. I forgot about this.
Right.
It was.
Okay, let's get more specific about your ministry at Ozark Baptist Church, and that would be something we call Miss Maxine's Pantry. So first I would like for you to kind of give us a description. What is Miss Maxine's Pantry for someone who has no clue?
We're an agency of the food bank, Wiregrass Area United Way Food Bank, because Eric and Michael filled out an awful lot of paperwork to show that we were qualified to be an agent, and so or an agency, and because of that we're able to shop for USDA products at the food banking at a good price, and we have a distribution one Saturday a month. We share this ministry with St. John Catholic Church. They do one weekend a month, and we do a alternate weekend every month, and so we have done 7 distributions now. All of them have been drive-throughs or drive-bys because of the COVID situation, but eventually we'll open up the building and they can come in and have a little more freedom to shop. And we prepare bags for them, and we've been this last one we had 85 households that we served,
And that was the largest one we've had, right?
That was the biggest
up to this point.
Yeah. So that's what it's what we'd like for it to become would be something that perhaps we could do more distribution more often, and open up the building to be used by other agencies and other churches for other ministries besides just food distribution.
Right. And how did y'all get into this? How did it become a passion for you?
Yeah, that's a good question, because it actually was not. I was at first it was to help get the building ready, and then I realized this was becoming our ministry, and I didn't feel a passion for it, but I thought, well, we'll get it started and then maybe pass it on to someone else. That's my plan. And God sometimes, I think, listens to our plans and says, yeah, right. Watch this.
Right.
So now it has become a passion. It's something I don't think I want to give up until he's ready for me to, but it's become such a part of our lives that I think we just really enjoy it.
And y'all do a wonderful job. Kathryn, do you have anything to add about that?
Pretty much takes care of it.
Okay. So tell us how you and your team would prepare for a Saturday morning where you distribute the food.
It's your turn.
Okay.
What does it take to get there each time?
Okay, we've met a couple of ladies from the Catholic Church that have really taught us a lot about.
So we're kind of partnering with the Catholic Church.
Yes. Taught us about what to look for at the food bank, and on Wednesdays before we distribute on Saturday, she usually comes over. Miss Mary comes over and helps us look through our inventory and decide what we need to put out. We check dates about, things that we need to go ahead and get rid of that we've had for a while.
Right.
And so on Wednesdays, we get out what we're going to pack up. On Thursdays, we have people from church and some folks from St. John's come, and we pack the bags. And I think last week, we packed about 80 bags, or was it? Because we had some left anyway.
Yeah, we had a total of 100 on the shelf.
Right. So on Thursdays we pack the bags, and that morning we have usually gone to the food bank for our last pickup of things, and we usually get bread and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then on Saturday morning, Danny and I get there kind of early, and Miss Mary comes, and she and I start putting meat bags together. We do meat bags for 1 and 2 member families, meat bags for 3 and 4 member, and then 5+. So we try to make sure that each family gets enough for 2 or 3 meals anyway.
Okay.
With meat.
And it's a wonderful ministry. And so I have one last follow-up question. Describe for us how you feel when you finish that Saturday morning and you've served people, you've helped them out. Describe how that makes you feel.
First of all, tired.
It's wonderful.
It is a great feeling to know we've provided, and we've not fed anybody on a long-term basis. We have subsidized what they're able to do with food stamps and with whatever income they have. And there's some that let us know just how important it is to them. Very appreciative.
Right. And so if somebody watching wanted to be a part of it, what would they do?
Oh, come on. Have some fun with us. It's a lot of fun. There's a little training involved. You can do that online on the website for Mrs. Maxine's Pantry.
What website is that?
The church website, Mrs. Maxine's Pantry.
OzarkBaptistChurch.org.
.org, okay. And look for Ms. Maxine's Pantry, look for training, and watch the slideshow that we put together, and that will get you trained up on some of the rules about handling food and about how the food bank works and how the United Way works. And then just let us know. We can plug you in anywhere that you want to participate.
Actually, I think the website's OzarkBaptist.org, not
Okay.
church.
Yeah,
So.
I think it is.
Okay, to wrap it up, I've got some envelopes with some random questions. I'll just let both of y'all pick an envelope,
Oh, good.
and each of you gets one, and then you can open the envelope. And Kathryn, you take one,
Okay.
and I tell you what, we'll let ladies go first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, what is your question?
I don't know yet. Who has been the greatest influence on your faith, and why? Danny has.
Wow.
Good answer.
He was very sure of his salvation when we got married, and he kind of led me to that assurance that I needed, and he lives it every day.
Okay. Good answer.
It's
All right.
the truth.
All right, Danny.
It's just what I told her to say.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. What is the most valuable piece of advice you have? ever been given. First.
Does that not get married?
What is the most valuable piece of advice you've ever been given?
First thing that came to mind was an old man that was giving me a check ride once, and he was sitting in the right seat and I was sitting in the left seat.
He was giving what now?
Giving me a check ride in an airplane, and
Okay.
I was struggling. I was having the hardest time on a very windy, gusty day, trying to do some maneuver that was eating my lunch. And he was shaking his head and rubbing his eyes, and he said, "If a man learns from his mistakes, you're going to be really smart." So that was the first thing that came to mind. But as far as advice, I think about things that I learned from people I work with, and one of them, from a guy I worked for, actually said, "You never have to be afraid of saying anything to anybody if you're right." And so I always remember that.
All right, that's good advice. All right, well, thank y'all for riding with me today.
Thank
I've
you.
enjoyed it. Hope y'all did.
Yeah.
And I hope that you enjoy our video today as well. God bless.
Thank you.